is Pamela Bluewater, October 6, 1893, at the home of Peter Illyich Tchaikovsky in St. Petersburg, Russia. It was said by the Apostle Paul in Romans 8:28, and we know that in all things God works for the good of those who love him, who have been called according to his purpose. We feel that God, in his infinite wisdom, has honored and rewarded Peter Illyich Tchaikovsky to be the most well-known international music composer. Welcome, Peter Tchaikovsky.
My pleasure.
Mr. Tchaikovsky, the Carnegie Hall program booklet in 1891 proclaimed you to be one of the 3 most outstanding composers in the world. Of all the 6 symphonies, ballets, piano concertos, and the 1812 overture, it's believed that your violin concerto in D major that you wrote in 1878 is the best violin concerto ever written. Would you care to comment on that?
That may be others' opinion, but my current composition has my attention now. The Symphony Number 6 in B minor, the Pathetic. This is what I'm working on now, and I hope to finish soon.
All right, if you say so. But you must have attracted God's attention for giving this immense repertoire of music to the world. I didn't mention yet Romeo and Juliet, the Nutcracker Suite, Swan Lake, and Sleeping Beauty. How do you feel about God?
I have to be careful because I live in a country ruled by a czar. I wrote this in October 1887 when my friend Nikolai Kondratiev died. I still pray as before, as they taught me how to pray. But then God hardly needs to know how and why one prays. God does not need prayer, but we need it.
Well, that seems pretty profound. So I believe you attracted God's attention, so it may be a possibility that is why your music is so well known throughout the world, especially the violin concerto in D. So did you start your career by playing the piano?
No, not at all. My father sent me to school to train in civil service, to become a clerk, and had me take piano lessons. I suppose from there, the music became my passion.
Well, that's very interesting because several people have said that things happen for a reason and people change so that you can learn to let go and then better things can fall together.
Miss Bluewater, that is certainly true. That is exactly what happened to me the summer of 1877 when I made the hasty decision to marry a young and naive music student, Antonina Novikova. After a few disastrous weeks and lack of compatibility, I fled to Switzerland. And it was there that I wrote in our famous violin concerto in D in 1878, the one to which you referred earlier.
Mr. Tchaikovsky, you proved my point.
Mr. T, I heard your story, and I think I want to learn to play the violin, or at least dabble in it.
That is not the right idea. If you really want to learn something, you must dedicate your heart and your soul to it. You must set aside everything else, like I did with my marriage. It wasn't for me. I had the artistic philosophy to establish immediate rapport with the audience. My music is to convey the joys, loves, and sorrows of the human heart with striking sincerity.
Your intensity, your music is impressive.
Mr. Peter Tchaikovsky, I can see why you attracted God's attention, and he seems to be helping you spread your music around the world. I wish you well on your Symphony Pathetique. This is Pamela Bluewater for J&S Biblical Productions saying good afternoon.